Hi, my name is Gus Olson. I've been meeting and flirting with women in real life for 11 years now. And in this video, I'll talk about why you simply cannot just watch my infields where I talk to women, flirt with them, and why you cannot just copy my lines. Because I frequently talk to guys who write to me, hey Gus, I tried to do what you do on the infields, but it didn't work. I tried to use the lines, I tried to use your openers, and it didn't work. And the reason that it didn't work is what I like to call the iceberg, the things that you don't see. Because what do you see on an infield? What do you clearly see? Well, you clearly see and hear what I say, so you can actually transcribe. In YouTube, you can probably transcribe the words that I say. That's the thing that you clearly see. You maybe see the way I'm dressed, but that is maybe like 3% of what is going on. And there's two massive things that are going on that you probably don't see. So let's start with the obvious one, and then I'll tell you the less obvious one, which is actually the most important one. So the thing number one, which is more obvious one, is the nonverbals. A lot of times you don't see a lot of my nonverbals. You don't see the way I move, the way my tempo goes up and down, the pauses on my words, the eye contact that I'm making with a girl. So maybe you can sort of get and listen to my tempo, but it's very hard to recognize this for a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience. Most guys out there, they're not really going out there talking to women in real life successfully in a cold approach situation. So you're not gonna recognize these things. But even if you did recognize them, my eye contact, the way I move, the way I manage the physical proximity, you're not gonna know these things. You cannot see these things in a video. And hence, if you just try to copy my lines, if you literally just put out a transcript on what I said on a video, you're not going to be able to repeat it, because it's not just about the words, it's about the delivery, it's about the pausing, the tonality. You're not going to be able to do this. But let's talk about even something that's more important than nonverbals, because a lot of guys might realize that nonverbals are important, but there's actually something even more important than having really important nonverbals, and that is the character that you have. Because the reason that most guys fail is that it's not because of what they say or they don't say, or because of their nonverbals. It's because when it gets cold or when it gets too difficult, they just give up. When they get a rejection, they just fucking sit at home for 2 months and they don't do anything. These are the real. I'm getting support from people out there, but yeah. So these are actually the big reasons why most guys are fucking failing. Is because it's not because they don't know how to talk. Well, that too, but it's because they're not really consistent with what they're doing. Those are the real reasons why you're failing. And this is something you're not going to see in my video, because you don't see the consistency, or the reason that I go out every day, or the reason that I've literally been consistent with this for 11 years. This is not something you're going to see from one infielder for two infields. And this is the reason that I'm successful and you're not. And I'm not saying this, again, to be mean or to brag, but these are the things that you should focus on. And when we're talking about improving your dating life or improving yourself as an attractive man, it's not only about the words and what you say, it's also about having really attractive quality traits or character traits. So you need to, when we're talking about the iceberg or improving yourself, you need to improve not only the words and not only the non-verbals, like your eye contact or tonality or all these things, but most importantly, how you are as a guy, your character traits, your quality traits. And when there's a difficulty, you go out there and deal with that difficulty. You don't go out there and escape. When you have fear, you don't shy away from that fear, but you go and tackle that fear. When you don't want to go out when it's super cold or you're tired, you still go out even though you don't want to go out. These are the things that actually make or break your success in this area or any other area for that matter in life. And that's what you need to fix rather than worrying about the fucking words, right? Like, the words don't matter that much. They matter, but they don't matter that much. And this is the painful thing, is because most guys don't want to improve that. They just want to learn the quick line, learn the quick opening line, maybe learn one or two ways to deliver it, and that's it. But you're not going to fix your dating life, and you're not going to meet the women that you want to meet just by fixing a few words or getting a few opening lines or learning a few pickup lines. This is why this stuff doesn't work, and the only reason or the only way you can make it work is by massively leveling up your character. And then once you level up your character, you're gonna also level up your execution. And once you level up your execution, you're gonna be more consistent with going out, you're gonna have a more strategy, and you're gonna be able to take action that makes you uncomfortable, and that is actually gonna make you improve. So if you want to learn more than just what you see on my infields, if you want to learn this entire thing, nonverbals, proper nonverbal, if you want to level up as a person, if you want to learn how to get over your fear, how to master your emotions, how to deal with consistency, this is all the things that I teach to my students in my private mentorship. I teach them everything from A to Z while they're going out, approaching women in real life, and I'm giving them feedback. And most importantly, we're keeping each other accountable to the higher standard that they're aspiring to be as a man, as an attractive man that is going out there and meeting women. And all the guys in my community have gone dates from real life approaches, which is more you can say than 99% of the men out there. And in the process of doing so, they become confident, charismatic, social guys that know how to flirt and know how to make things happen when they meet a girl that they like. If this sounds interesting to you, check out the first link in the description.